fist fight going on in here. He's just giving Earl I don't remember that for Sam Sutter treatment yesterday. I don't know what that was all about.
No, he's saying that, well, somebody's called in and they made the statement before
Yep.
that I was profane and I used the F word. And that's not part of my vocabulary, but I have used it.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, yeah, that's cool. We got a lot of listeners, so if we can get that record beaten today, we're close to it. Yeah, that's the whole thing about the vulgarity thing, Earl. Like, people say, I'm actually, like, defending Earl right now because George was just going to fight him, and it was, like, completely insane, and it was, I think, uncalled for. Like, I have the guy in here. Like, they had Sutter in yesterday. I don't think I would have jumped in there and, like, wanted to beat the guy up, you know what I mean? But, yeah, the vulgarity thing, Earl, like, you know, I hear people, because I use it on Facebook and whatnot. Obviously, I've never said it at a city council meeting, you know what I mean? So, but, you know, it is what it is. But we all, like you said, we all say it if we're going to be honest, you know what I mean?
Well, it was never allowed in my home.
Mm-hmm.
And once in a while, I have 6 children.
Yep.
And once in a while, someone would actually slip and say it. And my son Dave would go over and give him a clunk on the back of the head because it was disrespectful to my former wife.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, I hear you. Now, so I'm a little flustered right now with the whole way that went down. Don't mind me. So you do have a lot of listeners listening in. Is this recording too? So you got that camera behind you too. People can see us, Earl.
My daughter put it on Facebook that I'd be here.
Yeah, Lori. And that's a thing too. So like I spoke to Lori earlier too because when I was on the phone with you, you're like, hey, she wants to talk to you real quick to get some logistics down with the computer stuff that you're not, as an 83-year-old guy, you're not completely, you know, with the computer stuff. Is that safe to say?
No way like you people. And I told Lori, I said, those people are so smart. I said, you take Jordan and you take these people that do this, the stuff they put on Facebook.
Yep.
I said, they're very intelligent.
Yep.
And my daughter said, Dad, don't put yourself down. She says, the work that you did, you were very intelligent.
Yeah, I'm sure if we had the vacuum tubes out here and the switchboards, because you said, you're telling me today you worked for the phone company back in the day?
I worked for the phone company for 32 years. I've been retired since 1984.
And now I was 3 years old. Now, what phone company was that? AT&T?
New England Tel.
New England Tel?
AT&T, yeah. 9X.
Okay.
They kept on changing names.
Oh, yep. Wow, that's pretty strange. Now, we were talking earlier again, and I'm apologizing to
That's
the way
okay.
it started off. I know it came off a little crazy in the beginning, but grew up in Florida radio. People out there who are listening, and Earl was I was gonna call Earl on the phone, but at the last minute I said, hey, let's see if he'll come in, and he, before I could even ask, I think his daughter was like, yeah, he's on his way down there. But the phone number, if anybody wants to call in, because I accept calls, Earl, is 774-357-2132, because the one of the main reasons why I want you to come in is, and we were talking about this earlier, how you pulled papers to run for city council. Is that your intention?
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Right.
And I'm a person who says, even if, because me and you will disagree, and I tell everybody, I disagree with every person on something, you know what I mean? Josh Silva, I'll disagree with him on something, TJ, you know, they're like two of my, you know, closest friends regarding all this, with these campaign type people, and they're just my friends away from all of this, you know what I mean? But we're still going to disagree. The point is, if you were to get in there, and I'm talking to a guy who's been there already for a long time, how long did you serve, Earl?
I first ran for office 50 years ago.
50 years ago, wow.
At that time, we had 59 precincts,
Yep.
and I believe there were 39 candidates for city council.
Mm-hmm.
When the first 18 came in, I was 17th. And everybody said, oh, you'll do better next time, you'll do better next time. And I said, no, I run to win.
Yep.
And I was working full-time for the phone company at the time. I wasn't anybody that was out there campaigning. But I was opposed to what was going on at that time, very similar to what's going on now. The city was actually controlled by a select people who had self-interest, and a lot of the unions would use their efforts.
Yep.
And at that time, the police and fire department came in for a 3-step pay raise. And I thought the city could not afford it.
Yeah.
And I said that no way would I ever go for anything like that.
So now let me stop you there for a second. So, because when you told me that today, when you told me that on the phone, I said that's funny because that's kind of the same thing that we have going on now. So, like, I am the one who, you know, of all this budget stuff, I'm of the opinion that the city workers, you know, they make just, the reality is they make a decent amount of money. You know what I mean? So I think it could, and way more, sometimes 5 times, sometimes 8, 9 times more the per capita income of the average person for us. So I think, those people could stand to earn less money, and, the taxpayers will have to, not be on the hook so much, So, and when you told me that, it's like you said, it was like one of the first things you did getting into politics, and you said you went down to the Elks Club or something. What was that about?
No, they. I used to have people come to the telephone company at the door and ask the company to let me come out, where they were trying to show their point. And usually there are people like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
And I said, no, I just don't agree with what's going on there. I have been a union man.
Let me ask you this: when you say 6'2", now you're saying like a straight up like physical intimidation thing, like they would send guys in. It's always that fine line. No, I don't see that nowadays, but I know back in the day the union stuff was a little more serious.
The unions were tough at that time, yeah. And I had people come after me at the union, where I told one guy, I said, I'll take your eye out, and I told another union organizer to get out of my fucking way, because, and that was going on too.
I thought we don't use the F-bomb, Earl.
I said I could use it, right? Yeah, I can use it at times. But what happened is that they had a party, and they were bringing in all the candidates that were running for city council at Polish National Home.
Yep.
And they didn't think I'd show up. It was the unions, and I was there.
Yep.
And I told them, I said, I just think that what's 3-step pay raise is wrong. And if it happened again, I'm on city council, I'll oppose it.
Yep.
They applauded me. They applauded me because of the honesty, the way that I felt. And I'm feeling the same thing as going on now. I am 100% against the $10 fee.
Yep.
And I don't think you try to straighten everything out at one time. Now, Jordan, you said that you don't always agree with anyone. I was talking to Will Flanagan today.
Really?
Yeah.
We got to get Will in here. He's probably outside. Isn't he waiting in the bush to come in? That would be fantastic.
Well,
I'd give him a big hug, Earl.
He did tell me, he said, tell them, he said, that I have no ill feelings towards him.
Yep.
He has said that. And, well, we all have friends. When Will first came out and he was talking about the blue bags, there was a meeting of all of the neighborhood presidents that were in there. And I told him, Will, no.
Let me just stop it real quick. So you're the head of the Maplewood Neighborhood Association still? Yeah.
And Maplewood Association runs from the Watuppa Pond to Cook Pond, and from Brayton, Avenue to the Tiverton line.
Oh, that's pretty big.
And we go all the way up to the beginning of Rhode Island Avenue. And we come down East Main Street. So we have a large area.
That's a big area,
right. But I was the only one, along with another person, and I'm not going to mention her name because she got angry. She said I used her name. But only 2 of us said that, Will. I said, this is stupid. I said, you're going to do the same thing as Bob Carrere. I said, you're committing political suicide.
You said, I heard you say that you told him that off the rip.
And I've talked to Will, and I still talk. I talk to Will 1, 2, 3 times a week. And I had asked him one time, I said, you ask me for advice, but you never seem to take it. Yeah. And I said, I don't think you'd be in a problem you're having now if you would have taken my advice.
Now, how did you ever meet him? Was it just when he started to run for mayor? Or?
Well, my family grew up with Will's family. My kids knew him. They knew his brother and Grace, the mother, on 1542 South Main Street. Right. So that I was not an original Flanagan supporter.
Yep.
Right. I supported Bob Carrere.
Okay. Yeah, I was against Carrere. Yeah. Shocker. Yeah.
I supported Bob Carrere for 33 years.
Yep.
When it came between Will and Kathy Ann, I had my own personal feelings. Right now, I love Kathy Ann, but I felt that many, many years ago, and like for 12 years, I was the top vote getter in the city. I beat everybody, school committee, mayor, and everything. And I was told by people that you should be president of the council because you're the top vote getter.
Did you ever do that?
Well, what happened was one of the persons said that we supported that candidate and said that she would support me for president. I called Dad Bogan the night before we went in there, and I think I had me, I think Mike Megna, Al Cartier, Jerry Zide, Gino DiNucci, and Kathy Ann.
These sound like 40 years ago names.
Yeah. And
Kathy Ann?
Kathy Ann Vivera.
She was there at the time?
Yeah.
Because she got in like early, 30 years ago as well.
I ran for mayor in 1971.
Yep.
I had quit politics when I lost.
Yeah.
I lost the primary by 300 votes.
Yep.
And then I ran as a write-in candidate.
Yeah.
And Will Driscoll won the election with 12,000 votes. And I had, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 votes write-in candidates that I received.
Yep.
And I had quit politics. I was working full-time with the telephone company. I had 3 cities. So out of this, they attacked me because they felt that I was a political, strong. I was
Yeah, you're a popular guy.
And where my home is now, that piece of land at that time belonged to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And I had left, and I was going to build a new home, and I bid on that piece of land. They misinterpreted the law. There is a law that you cannot represent. It's for lawyers, that you cannot come before the city council and represent anyone.
Yep.
And they said they charged me with a conflict of interest because I went in to buy the land in my name and my wife's name.
Mm.
I did not get the land.
Yep.
And this is when I ran for re-election to the city council. I topped the ballot, and Marilyn Rodericks came in second. Then she came in first, and she ran for mayor. So that I was 71, Marilyn was 73. I think in 75, Kathy Ann ran.
Mm.
I topped
For
the
what?
ballot.
For what?
For city council.
Yeah. Yep.
So I topped the ballot in the primaries. And then
1975.
Yeah.
Wow.
She came in. I believe Kathy ran for mayor first time in 1977.
Jeez.
She's an urban. Her mother was an urban. I've known the family all my life.
Any relation to the Richard Urban who's here?
I don't know.
No idea. Yeah.
I don't know. But that's where it is. And then, I have been on the city council. I served 25 years. I retired from the city council and county commissioner. I held both positions. And I get the retirement. Oh, it might be good, because if I get elected to the city council, give me a chance, you don't have to buy me a cell phone. I've got my own. You don't have to turn around and pay my medical insurance. I have my own medical insurance.
Yep.
And I don't even know if I'd qualify for a salary. And I'm really not that concerned because I'm not running for the office. And you don't have to pay my Blue Cross or Blue Shield. So that, hey.
So you're making a plea to the voters that it's not going to be as expensive if you get on there.
Yeah, you want to save money.
That's
the
yeah,
way.
and that's what a lot of people are asking. Everyone who works for the city to do is to take less. You know what I mean? So we don't have to keep, because if they can never raise enough, you know what I mean, to get in front of the spending. If we just continue to spend, you'll just be, you can never stop that. Just real quick, because I missed a little bit of the dust up too with George earlier. I guess it was something about Angels Anonymous, was mentioned. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what, just to set the story straight. I know myself and a group of about 10 other people, 12 other people, we incorporated this not-for-profit Angels Anonymous in the city, and we do a lot of stuff. We started off doing cleanups and raising clothing donations for homeless people, and food donations, and we just did a meal at Saturdays. Do you know Joe Primo by any chance?
No, we don't.
He's from Florida. He does the Saturdays Kitchen down on Purchase Street. There's a church down there. But we just do stuff in the community, and they just want this. I guess I don't know if George was representing, he was part of the leadership structure of that, whatever. And they just want to say that George is a volunteer, as all our volunteers. We would accept anybody, but they don't actually represent the organization. You know what I mean? They're not in any sort of this decision making capacity or anything like that. But it's tough when you have an organization where you ask for volunteers to come down and clean the parks. Which, by the way, this Saturday, June 6th, is the citywide cleanup. I don't know if you guys are involved in that, but we're going to be down at the Lower Kennedy Park doing a cleanup down there.
Well, what happened, George, is that I go on a computer, I do Facebook, I do email.
Yeah.
And
wow, that's another benefit. You're already above the city, because Leo Pelletier, that whole Herald News article about the $75 cab ride to get the city councilors the agendas because they didn't have email. So if you're a city council, you can get your agenda emailed to you, is what you're telling voters?
One thing that I did accomplish as a city councilor.
Sound like a Dodge, Earl.
Well, no. One thing I did accomplish as city councilors, before that, the city councilors and county commissioners never received the agenda till they sat down at the desk.
Yeah.
And I was the one.
So you can't make any sort of decision.
I was
off that.
responsible to say that we need the weekend
Beforehand.
to study.
Yep.
I did that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. let me ask you this. One of the things that has been going, a big thing that people, honestly, that I've, according to this Facebook stuff, right, regarding you is because obviously when the Flanagan thing was in there, you were like one of his top supporters. So you were like almost a villain to the recall movement. You know what I mean? And who knows, maybe I was seen as like a villain to like the Will Flanagan and that side too. But that's why you were like big. That's honestly, it's the first time I ever knew you as a person was through the recall stuff, right? And you were on like the opposing side of it. And I tell people, listen, I don't begrudge anybody. Like if you're supporting, hold on, let me hold that back. Regarding Will Flanagan, I think there was some like literally, despicable things that went down that I question his character and his, you know what I mean, his integrity as a human being. Personal level, not politics, like above that. But again, that's my opinion regarding him. Right. And if he ever wants to come in here and air it out too, you know what I mean, I'd be welcome. I'm not going to disrespect anybody who comes in
Jordan,
here.
have you ever talked to him personally?
Who?
Will Flanagan?
Just shortly, like passing in the elevator one time at City Hall.
He is so misjudged.
Yeah.
And if you get to know him,
here's my thing.
Public opinion is not what he really is.
Here's my thing. The whole idea of going by all this investigation with Jaziel Correa saying that he basically wanted to have me thrown in jail. I have, a 2-month-old daughter. I have a 2-year-old son. And if there's any even hint truth to that, and you know what I mean? This isn't even just Jaziel's statement. This is what Will Flanagan called Joe Good and told her. You know what I mean? So that all, unfortunately, hasn't came out yet because no one did the right thing as far as the police. And the investigation, I think, was bogus. But honestly, that we don't know what happened. We should know. You know what I mean? If people did the right thing, we should know. But we don't know what happened, and I'm gonna hopefully do my best to find out what happened. That's me and him. So again, like if you supported him during recall, that was up to you. Right. But I kept finding myself saying, how could anybody support this guy? He's a liar, right? Like I think Will Flanagan is a liar on many of the statements that he made publicly, and again, when it was personal with my family, I just didn't know how you have a family. If someone tried to do that to you, if I did that to you, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you could respect me, on a human level.
Right. Like I say, I have 6 kids. Mm-hmm. I have 14 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. I have no family. I have my brother's dead, my mother and father's dead. Mm-hmm. I never had any aunts or uncles. I have no cousins. The only family that I have right now is my brother's children and the family that my wife and I created. Yep. So Jordan, I can respect you had a problem. I've had problems in my life. Mm-hmm. And you overcome them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You overcome
But that's
them.
the thing. Like, that's one thing is, of course, I didn't lose to it, but someone going after you like that. Because believe me, Earl, if people want to get like real serious about it too,
I don't know why. I don't know why you were even involved.
Yes, I agree. I have that same question. Earl, why was my name even uttered in that car under any circumstances?
I guess because you are a public figure.
That's I guess what the argument would be, yeah.
I'll tell you how it is. You have charisma, you have leadership ability, and you have following.
Yep. So flattery will get you everywhere, Earl.
So you're like there. You're out there, and that probably happened.
And that's the thing. I put myself out there, and I say that. I don't complain because I threw myself into the public public discussion, you know what I mean? So I welcome all criticism.
How did you originally get involved, Jordan?
This Facebook stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you exactly how it happened. So I started, again, I was always criticizing Will Flanagan on his page. He shut me down, so that's another thing I don't respect him about, was he silence people, you know what I mean, his critics, rather than answer the questions. And so I started this Facebook page, threw up Info River to get for myself and other people to criticize our politicians. I'm a veteran, you're a veteran, right? So all the rights and whatnot, First Amendment, you know what I mean, to criticize your politicians and whatnot. This stuff's serious. So that's basically how I even got involved. And then once this page started and it grew and it grew and it grew, people would just, I wasn't the only person who didn't like him as a mayor, and ultimately we saw 70% of the city voted to have him recalled. But that's basically how I got involved, you know what I mean? Just getting involved in the public discourse, you know what I mean?
See, I know him as a person. Mm-hmm. I don't know him that way. Mm-hmm. I know him as far as I'm concerned, he's a politician. Yep. But I feel that he's been mostly sincere with me. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I talk to him as a friend.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I even, because there's some things that I've learned throughout this whole process is the political stuff I don't like, right? So, you deal with people on a level like me and you are talking right now. I'm just interviewing you on this radio show. But when you start like these weird friendships, I wouldn't call them that, like these associations between these people, it's very weird. Like people, when I even said, oh, Earl's coming on the show today, people were like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like I got people accusing me of being Will Flanagan supporters and,
I know.
So it's just weird with these relationships and associations. And I don't care about any of that. I really don't have any use for any of that. But like I said, it's the stuff with his chief of staff and him and Paul De Silva texting my wife's address, Earl, at 2 in the morning. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: if people want to bring it to that level, and this has come out on the show before, like I'm not a pushover, Earl, either. You know what I mean?
No.
So like I come from Abel Gardens. I've been to war. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to try to like do something to my family, Earl, they're not gonna like what happens in return.
And I love you for it.
You know what I mean? That's just me as a man talking to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you would do the same thing if I was trying to, lurk outside your house in the shadows and tamper with your lug nuts on your car while your family was in there. You know what I mean? So there's that side of it, and I'll tell you, I never thought that would happen. Like I never thought they would come at me, and I'm not accusing Will Flanagan of this because I don't know, and I honestly don't know, but whoever it was, under any term, let's just say, when you come out like this, you put yourself out there, I apparently made an enemy because no one's ever done that to me ever in my life before. So it has to have been something that's happened over the last year that's transpired, and I can't put my thumb on who did it. I think the cops, if they wanted to find out, like I said, if they were snatching up people's phones and this whole internet stuff will get you in trouble, Earl, you know what I mean? Because it's there forever. Speaking of BCC, I took classes for like a computer forensics degree, so I know like this telephone right here will doom your life. You know what I mean? Like it has everything, emails and text, and you delete them and they're still there forever. So if anybody wanted to find out, they would have found out.
Well, Jordan, I went over to you. I offered you my hand in friendship at the city council meeting.
Yeah.
And how many times when I went up there and I was representing the Maplewood Association and we wanted to get land for the Maplewood Park, before the meeting went over, and I'd go over to the recallers and I'd say to them, why are you fighting me? I'm not fighting you. And yet, every time they'd get up there, and the recallers would go up there and try to bury me before the city council. Now, they probably...
Were they calling you out?
They just go up there and they...
Well, we were trashing the city. I mean, like Flanagan administration.
Yeah, but they were...
I know somebody called you out by name, but that happens. It's happened to me plenty of times.
But what would happen is that when I'd go before the council, I think the council was planning to the only time they did not float a bond was when Maplewood was in there to get the land. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the city councilors, I say M&M, Mitchell and Mazzola, they should go. And I think that Linda Pereira does her homework, but she doesn't do it the right way. And I think Rigo should go.
Only that? No, so are you a Pat Casey supporter?
I don't think Pat's going to do much of anything.
Yeah.
I don't think Pat... And
you are you have political training even the way you answer questions.
Well,
so wait, do you know Pat? Have you ever served with Pat on the city council? I'm trying to do the timeline.
Probably didn't, but she was good enough to offer to take care of my dog when I went on vacation. Oh, hey, Jordan, I served on the city council 25 years. I missed 2 city council meetings. One, I guess Ronnie, Cindy, and I were in. We might have been in Australia, and the other was the night that my mother died, and I was waking my mother. I was a county commissioner for 16 years. Never missed a county commissioner meeting.
Yep.
I had 20 days.
What does a county commissioner do?
Not as much as they used to. However, there was a time when I became a county commissioner, and I was chairman for 14 years, when the sheriff, the district attorney, all the judges...
What's up?
Tony just popped in.
How are you?
Very good. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while, forever.
I don't think we ever met, Earl, but aside from
Yeah, right.
that,
You guys shoot
no.
pool all the time. This is my co-host,
How
Tony,
come
Earl.
it's so late? But
Me? Because I work. I got 4 kids at home. By the look at all these medals, you must get 1,000 benefits. What do you get for benefits?
Yeah, for the people at home, we have Earl brought a bucket that we were eventually going to get into.
Holy
this has been, to be
cannolis.
honest, Earl, and I don't know, like you said, I don't know how much you've been on
I know
Facebook.
you're a vet. Thank you for your service, though.
Thank you.
Okay, what'd you serve in Korea, right?
Korea, right?
I'm a double vet.
Double vet.
I have 2 honorable discharges. One from the United States Marine Corps Reserve, and the other is from the United States Navy.
Nice.
Okay, so there's 2. Let's stop beating around the bush. Listen, seriously.
No, hold on.
We gotta
because no. So yeah.
In all respect, dude. Earl's always been respectful to me. I'm not here to be disrespectful.
No, you know what was crazy? George was like in his face, like
yeah,
crazy.
what the hell just happened?
That was weird.
I just seen. I know that that's not Jeff's style, Jeff.
No, but it was really weird. It was.
What'd you think?
He was John.
You thought he was John Creedon, didn't you? Yeah, that's why. No,
and I apologize to George.
Yeah,
because
he still was being pretty rough on you, though.
Who? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He was trying to do a tattoo on him, and I told him, I said, "You're a fucking phony."
Ooh, I like it.
But I actually thought
Earl the Pearl up in here dropping F-bombs.
I thought it was Creed. I thought it was Creed, and who was. I wouldn't know him if he walked in this room. That's why I thought George.
Let me check this phone, by the way, too. Phones are free.
So
anybody wants to call in? It's 774-357-2132.
Yeah, because I got like freaking bribed. Not bribed.
I showed up late too. I had work and I had to drop the kids off.
Yeah, my boss wants me to ask you, what's the deal with these medals?
Yeah, so Earl brought, literally physically has his medals here.
Right.
Now you earned every one of these medals,
and that's an insane.
I deserve every one of them.
Time out. Hold on, Earl. Listen to me. You earned. Which ones did you earn?
I got them right here. 1 to 10.
Okay, let me see.
So Earl's
got. If I look through the paperwork.
Right.
I'm gonna look through the paperwork for the public.
Do you mind if I take a picture? Earl?
No. Actually, I'm gonna pass them over to Jordan first. Let him.
Well, that's the first one.
You're gonna take the medals and then the paperwork. Right. No, because let's get the facts out there.
We're gonna show and
I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, so hold on.
What's not going on.
No, so hold on. So what I was gonna say is, to Earl, one of the biggest, most contentious things. Like I said, I've only met Earl from the recall stuff.
Yes.
But recently, right? Well, it was this Memorial Day weekend. People started going nuts online.
Don't even take that call yet.
No, we'll see.
Listen, I'm already. We're gonna get to you guys in a minute, okay?
Hold on, I'm gonna throw it on. Just
a quick one. All right, a quick one.
You're on. Well, the caller can just wait too in the background. But the biggest thing. Like,
who's calling?
I don't know. But we're trying to get out. Hello.
Who?
Hey, it's Fatima. How are you?
Hey, what's up,
Fatima?
How are
you, Fatima?
Fatima Rigo, Earl.
I want to ask Earl a question.
Shoot, can you hear it, Earl?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Fatima.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. I think there's a little.
All right, so go ahead, Jordan. We're not gonna be waiting.
So Memorial Day, Earl was in the parade.
No, I know. Take your time. I just want to.
Tony's all fired up.
I'm trying to get caught up on what's going on. I'm sorry I'm late.
Tony's fired up.
Listen, I work hard at my job. You know what I mean? I work
You look
hard.
sharp, by the way.
I work an honest job. You know what I mean? I'm not busting my ass.
It was a little
my
dry,
muscles
though.
anymore.
No, it was a
now
little
it's
dry.
all brain work.
Hey, it was a little dry.
Now I'm in business.
I can't even calm Tony down.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was a little dry with just me and Earl.
What does he think about Leo Pelletier going on the radio and bashing me?
That's a good question. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear.
Well, I'll fill Earl in. So the other day,
Okay.
did you see the last council meeting?
We're gonna definitely run over to 7:30 tonight.
I watched it on TV.
Yeah. So what happened was Fatima flipped out because she was saying that the city has completely turned their back on her situation with her boyfriend's daughter. Right now, in response to that, like again, she had like a little outburst. Whatever, it happens. Whatever. But Leo Pelletier yesterday on the news, he just 2 weeks ago talked about decorum and how people should be. He says on WSAR to Barry Richard yesterday or the day before that if Fatima had a firearm in the city,
hey, hold on. Can you hold on 1 second, Jordan?
That she would have shot somebody.
Hang on, Jordan. What? Say that again.
Hey.
What's the question? I'm sorry.
Tony's
No,
trying to
I want
record
to take
stuff.
this for.
It's record. The whole thing's taped.
No, I know, but I just want to give.
I want to get Earl's answer.
Hi, Fatima.
Yes.
I have to ask you this because I only know what I've read or I've seen on the TV. The girl was 17 years old.
No, I made a mistake.
Oh.
She was 14 years old.
All right.
14.
Now, Fatima.
I've been raising her since she was 7.
I love you for that. But I have a question. Did it happen on the school grounds or did it happen off school grounds?
Both.
Oh.
That would be
Yeah.
Earl.
a problem.
I'm picking Earl's nose right now from over here.
Here's a story, I really can't get deep involved into what happened, when it happened. But when you bring a child, if you don't bring a child to school, you're summoned into court because the child belongs.
All right, short stories, Fatima. We like short stories.
You bring the child
It's getting too long.
And the school, once they're they're in school, once they're on school grounds, the school owns them.
Right, I agree.
So if something were to happen to the kid during school hours where you drop them off, let's just say, hypothetically, a kid drops dead while under school time, and then she's found in the school basement dead, who's responsible for that?
Why would the body be in the basement? What's going on here?
No, I think it's a valid
I'm
question.
trying to. No, I know, but
No, Tony.
Yes,
this
hon.
isn't a joke.
I'm not making a joke. Listen, I know you might think I'm not going towards a funny punchline with this. I want to know. I'm trying to understand. Like, so what you?
The people that work there have access to the basement.
Okay.
And somehow she was involved with a student that was doing community service at the school who had access to the basement.
I hope there's not someone like that working in the schools.
Exactly. That's the thing.
That's what comes right to my mind.
So the
if
whole-
my daughter went to those schools, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
need to yell
no.
or cut anybody off.
So the whole problem would be we don't know what happened. Is I think the problem. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
If a police officer knows about it, they are mandated reporters.
Yes.
I mean, you bring it to the chief. I don't know how legally it works.
Yep.
Right? The chief of police has to get involved and investigate. My question is, why didn't they ever investigate if they know full well about it?
Yes.
I mean, the principals knew about it, the vice principals, Kevin Aguiar knows about it. You know, he loses a seat to Alan Sylvia, and he gets a nice cushiony job through Will Flanagan administration.
Where's Aguiar working?
Principal at RPS.
He's the principal at RPS.
He's the vice principal.
Get out of here.
I thought he started a business in the old courthouse.
Moving business.
Yeah.
And he's also the vice principal at RPS.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
But, Fatima, it's good for to bring this out because we really
Fatima,
don't
I'll
know.
hold you there, and I'll let Earl answer your question because I have someone else calling in too. Thank you.
Fatima, it's good because I read it and I was very confused as to where did it happen? Was it after school? Was it during school? Was it students? We don't know.
Yep.
But it's up to the proper people to take the affair, and I think that you've done a good thing
Yeah.
to bring this out.
And that was her problem, was like they went to the proper channels, and obviously we don't know the facts, me and you.
we don't.
But what her first question was, like with this Leo Pelletier saying that on the news, like he literally libeled her. I mean, slandered her because he said, if she had a gun, she would have shot somebody. You know what I mean? Which is crazy for a city councilor, because he was just saying about you were talking earlier about the vulgarity, disrespect, and all this stuff. It's like they only want people to respect them.
Well, that's it. They can disrespect. When they
Exactly.
disrespect, it's okay. There's reason.
Yes.
There's all. You know what I mean?
That's the problem.
All right,
What do you
Jordan.
think, as a potential city councilor?
But let me digress. Listen. So what was the question that she asked you again?
What
do I
do
think
you thought
about
about it? Yeah, what do you
Thought about what? Like if that-
Leo saying that about her?
Yeah. So
Go
I
ahead.
said, that's up to Leo. Leo has to speak for himself.
Yep.
And then, but
Well, you got to have an
You
opinion,
can
though.
barely
right?
even speak.
I would never do it myself.
You're right.
But Jordan,
Okay.
when we're talking about guns,
Yep.
you were at the city council meeting when we're talking about Flanagan, and I said I believe there's 5 or 6 people sitting right in this room that have permits for guns.
Yeah, and that's
And I was
their
shut
right,
off.
right?
Yeah.
I'm on. I can hear them talking.
Yeah. Go ahead, caller. What's up?
Who's this?
Hey, hi. It's Lori.
What's up?
Hey, Lori.
Is this Earl? Is this your daughter, Earl?
I don't know.
Yes,
Oh.
it is.
Okay. What's up,
Not
Lori?
afraid. They're loud. They're proud.
What's up? You're a proud
We're
Gaudette.
we're about to infiltrate you, old man. We got the light,
Why
the
not?
spotlight on him.
What's up, Lori?
How it goes, I have to say.
I know. I'm only. Listen, we're gonna be as fair as we can in here.
Don't interrupt my
All right.
daughter.
Well,
Listen, buddy.
I'm trying
Listen.
to hear her. I'm trying to hear her. Go ahead.
I just came in, sounded like he was drunk. Just saying there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And
Tony always
I
talks
wish
like
I was
that.
drunk, lady.
just saying, but as far as the city council meeting went, if I had my daughter and she was raped, I think that should be a police matter. The way she came in the other day, I mean, I might have went out guns blazing on my own. But for her to come to the city council meeting and say, you city councilors didn't take care of my raped daughter. You know what? I make sure my daughter doesn't get raped.
Well, how do you do that as a parent?
I teach her well.
I think what Lori's trying to get at. And
Oh man.
Lori, let me join. Lori, let me jump in here.
Lori.
Lori, let me jump in here. Hey, I understand. I kind of get like. Seems like there's a little bit of resentment in there. I don't know if you personally got something up, but I think that the way it was presented, it could have been presented in a whole nother matter, in like a whole better way. I think that's just me personally. I like.
So you agree with Lori?
I like Fatima. Yeah, I like Fatima. She is not out to hurt. She never bothered me. But what I'm saying is,
who goes out in public and say, I have my daughter, but she's not my daughter, but I raised her since she was 17.
Well, she probably
that's
did.
no, that's somebody else.
And puts that out.
What the hell? We talking about the same person?
Everybody else out for it. It's not the city council's job.
Lori?
No, there was an injustice. She probably.
It's really not.
There was probably. I know, but Lori, listen.
It's not the city council.
I know, but still, you sound like you got no compassion for this lady and what happened. Even though it could have been worded, and maybe she's not educated enough, maybe she's not mentally capable.
I don't know.
Put a young child's business out there that was probably very embarrassing, and goes on public television and calls it out. No, I don't. I have no compassion for her.
Let me just say one thing. The whole, because Tony said, "Oh, well, maybe she's not." That's something that I keep hearing that I completely disagree with. Like when people just get mad, they swear sometimes. You know what I mean? It's nothing about her vocabulary is too limited to make the point that she.
Not about that.
Yeah, no,
it's not.
She was just upset.
It's not. She's not a brain scientist. She's not a rocket scientist. That's for sure.
Hey, Lori. I love Fatima. I respect what she's doing. And once again, I disagree with my own daughter.
Yeah, there you
go. She went there.
I disagree with my mom.
You got to give a look. Yeah, all right. So what's a good, Earl?
But I say that I agree with you, Lori. I agree with you that it's not a city council matter. But she was there through citizens' input just to bring the information out.
Dad, I'm sorry. But for you to say my 17-year-old daughter got raped,
and Lori, 14 years old. She's only 14
at the time. Yeah, I think she's 17 now, but it happened years ago.
I mean, maybe she went to every channel she could, and then she just said, "You know what? This is how it's going to be done." Brought up in front of the city council.
Biological parents or her adopted parents. But the city council meeting to put it out there like that and then go crazy on it.
Oh, all right. Well, she did what she did.
Is not wrapped too tight to begin with. If she was wrapped that tight, she probably could have taken better care of her children.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you listen? You're being pretty judgmental, Lori. I'm gonna go on a limb and say you're being real shallow, like. If you know what I mean, you've never had tragedy happen to you. I mean, I knew you grew up with your dad. I know the guy raised you sensible, but
hold on,
real uncompassionate.
Let me ask you a question too. When did the street that Earl lives on become Gaudette Drive?
Yeah, when Earle the Pearl. What happened? How did Gaudette Drive get named?
When did that happen?
We had a dirt road.
Yep.
And we came and we got chainsaws and we cut down our own trees. And we built it.
Oh, so like is it a city street though?
Or is it a right of way? Is that a city street or is it your right of way?
It's a city accepted street.
It's a public street. If you want to come down here.
Yeah, it's an accepted street. They didn't build it, but it's part of the city. Well, it's considered a street. They plow it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, then it's a street.
They pick our garbage. We have police.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's my show, Tony Mendoza. I don't know. I've been doing this show. Me and Jordan started this show.
Who are you? What's your name? Who are you?
Tony Mendoza. I just told you, Tony Mendoza.
Tony Mendoza. Yeah, but Tony. All right. Tony.
I'm nobody special. Listen, I'm nobody special.
No,
I'm not. Listen, I ain't no politician. Listen, I work for a living, right? I've made mistakes in my life.
I've worked since I was 12.
All right. Well, listen, I've made good. Hey, listen, and that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I paid my taxes.
All right, good. That's awesome. Listen, not everybody, but you're holding everybody to your standard, it seems. Like, listen, I'm not saying I'm special. I'm not special. I've made mistakes in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as we all have.
All right. So like, where can you give this lady a little bit of compassion and be like, listen, you know what? She probably tried going through the wrong angles. Who knows? Whatever. I'm not willing to say that. There's definitely it seems like she's definitely got some issues that she needs to work out. But I mean, what are you going to do, Lori?
Tony, let me tell
you. Go on. I'll let you speak.
Come in a public forum like that where everyone is watching all the time and to call out her daughter in front of the city council.
I know. Listen.
The city council is not in charge of rape.
Listen.
That is a police
I spoke to
matter.
a friend of mine, right? That's
No, you're not letting me speak.
Good.
That is
I
not a
understand what
police
you're saying.
matter.
Good. Finish.
That is
Good.
something so personal, and for a young girl who has been through that, and there may be people who know her mother or certain people who know what has happened. Do you think that's funny?
Oh no, I will.
He called out. You know what? That's disgusting. Because there are people who know who this young girl is who is angry.
Oh my God!
All right.
Hey, Lori.
All right.
Hey, Lori. I wasn't.
Now,
I'm
Lori-
gonna confess. I wasn't listening to a single thing you were saying.
Do you understand-
Tony and Earl were just having me
Yeah,
dying
listen, all right,
laughing.
now let me go.
I think your dad's
Let me
upset.
go. Your father's upset over here. Hey, he's looking at me like
He's
yeah,
like,
she'll
"Don't
slap you."
call.
I'm like, she's
Yeah,
slapping me. I'm
Lori,
like,
thank you for calling in. Oh, she just hung
gotta
up.
go. Lori, it was good talk. Lori, it was good talking with you.
Earl was like, "Dump
listen,
this call."
Usually I wouldn't give a shit, but I'm gonna tell you what, right? I respect. I understand what a little bit, like, you know, as tough as shallow she's being about it. I mean, but listen, whatever. I'm not here to judge you because I can be rough and
Yes,
shallow
of
too.
course.
It might be something that I look at and like, you know what? And you might feel totally bad, and I might be like, you know what? I wouldn't fucking piss on them if they're on fire. You know what I mean? Type
Yeah.
stuff. But whatever. I'm just saying, like, regardless, yeah, she could have did it a million better ways than she did it.
Yeah,
But maybe
it's what it is.
She was frustrated.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think
I
we just
told a
went off
buddy
on
of mine not
tangent.
even to get into it.
Tony.
But let's get back into.
Yeah,
I want to get into Earl here.
But Tony, you have to admit that she has a mind of her own.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so now listen. Well, I know this is a question that's been on like everybody's mind. We want to know why, and I'm starting to get the gist of it from earlier. You said, you've earned how many of these? You've earned. They were given to you because you earned them. How many?
You have to be careful with your wording.
All right.
All right. Pick out the first one and read why I have it. The
All
first one is an E for excellent that we.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna give you some courtesy.
Sarah
And
Rebello.
I'm gonna throw. I'll read a couple of these. They're not too crazy, right? But then we're gonna get into the meat and the potatoes because I understand you get some medals and I respect that. I respect you, but
Read 'em.
I just want to know. Listen. I'm not gonna say take it the whole show. I will read the first one. Okay. Naval battle efficiency and commemorative mini medal anodized. Your price, $14.95. So you paid for this medal. Navy Battle Efficiency Award, commemorative identification plate, $4.95. Why are there prices on this, Earl? Did you buy your medals or did you earn them?
I earned them.
Did you pay some Korean guy like $10? Listen, I'm asking you
No,
because
if you want to be a smart,
you
if
got a
wanna
bunch
be
of
smart
medals.
shit with me.
I am a
I'll
smart
get off.
shit.
Yeah,
I am.
No, you're not.
You don't have to get off.
Well, I am
That'll
getting
just
off.
show your why.
I am getting.
Come
off.
on, Earl. I thought you were yours. Listen, I respect you. You're a strong
All
man,
right,
right?
I work
Stop
for
being
these.
weak saying you're going to leave. Because that's
I work-
weakness.
I got these medals.
All right, listen, I'm asking you.
No, you're a
Earl, I'm not.
Hold
Listen,
up. Earl,
I just told you.
Everybody, hold up. Listen, hold
I
up.
think he's taking my personality like somewhere where it's not. Listen, I don't mean it.
No,
Listen,
no,
I am
no.
a smart ass, right?
All right, listen.
I'm not trying to disrespect you, Earl. I just told you. I give you respect for serving this country. And listen, I want to talk about the medals you earned. But what about the ones you said earlier you deserve them, but you didn't? They weren't given to you.
So hold on
That's what
one
you know what I
second.
mean?
Hold
You
on
gotta
one second.
you gotta give me a
Tony,
break here.
Tony, hold on one second.
I know. I'm trying to.
I know,
explain to him,
but
Jordan.
I know, but it's just, you know, I gotta set the stage so people, not everybody, I don't think everybody knows what's going on with the whole
Okay.
situation.
All right, good.
So here's what happened, Earl. So again, Memorial Day, you're walking down the street in the parade, and you know people see you. What are the? I don't know what that uniform's called. Dress uniform, navy dress uniform.
Dress whites.
Dress whites, okay. So you're wearing dress whites, and you have all these medals on your chest.
Right.
So people started saying, "Has Earl earned all these medals?" Right. And you come here, you have them all here, right in front of us. And I don't know how many. Do you know how many it is?
28.
28 medals. Okay.
Wow.
So I guess somebody messaged, like, you know, threw it all out on Facebook that
Another city council candidate who was also part of the recall group.
who's this?
He knows who he is, and I know who he is.
Okay.
Who is it? I'm sorry.
Wait, no, let me ask him. Is
My
it
mother was
are you
just texting
referring
me.
to
I'm
Jason
sorry. Go
Caminetti?
ahead.
Please?
Is it Jason Caminetti?
No, I'm not referring to. I'm not
Okay.
referring to.
So what?
He knows who he
Hold
is, and I know who he is, and he's a city council candidate
Yeah.
because of the conference that we had.
You had conflict with him in the past?
No, a conference.
Oh, conference. Okay.
And, all right.
But let me finish the
go ahead.
story. So in seeing all the medals and whatnot, so what I was told so there's like this veterans group out there that like researches people's military records and whatnot, and if they earned awards and whatnot. So someone FOIA requested Freedom of Information Act, the National Archives.
I have a copy of it.
Yeah, for your stuff. So, and then they said that, oh, look, here, they put it on Facebook. Here's his DD-214. He's only allowed to wear 5 medals. And that's where that's all I know of this whole entire thing.
So that's where that's why we asked
give
you.
him,
All right.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make
I'm not
everybody.
I'm going to let him speak
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna
for
let
good-
everybody
I'm not
know.
going to say nothing for about 5 minutes. Get it,
Okay.
Earl. The stage is yours.
I hope so. Because keeping one thing in mind, the DD-214 was 63 years ago.
Yep.
Now, the first, and on my DD-214 is the Good Conduct Medal. And the criteria is outstanding 3 years of honorable service, good conduct. I had it. I earned it. It's
Yep,
on my
yep.
214.
Yeah, that's one that pretty much everybody
right.
gets.
China service, that's also that I was there, and
Yep.
that's on my 214.
Yep. And this is all Korea time, right?
Right?
Yep.
Yep. The Navy occupation I got in Japan. It's on my 214.
Let me ask you this. How long was your total service? Because people were saying it was 5 years. Is that accurate?
I was in the service, military, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. However,
6 years.
they only have my Navy.
Yep.
I have 2 honorable discharges.
Yep.
One from the United States Marine Corps Reserve, and I have one
Caller?
from yeah.
Yo, what's
Now,
up?
here's the national defense.
Hang on, buddy.
All right,
Yep.
no question. And they're saying 5, but when you get down, this is the
And you have them numbered here on the top.
6. So look at them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pick any
Like you said,
medal.
28.
And I have them numbered 1 to
Okay.
28.
Yep.
And this one here is the criteria participating in military operation within the Korean area during the above period.
Mm-hmm.
And the above period is qualifying dates 1950 and 1954.
Yep.
I was there.
Yep.
And I get that.
Yep.
The next one I got from the Republic, from the President of the Republic of Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have recognized by the United States government.
Mm-hmm.
And this is service, all services, and it's criteria. Your Korean service medal it goes into Korean service.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the one here, the United Nations Korean Service Medal. All right. And then
Yeah, and you definitely don't have to go because I'm
All right,
looking
yeah,
at them and I
they're
see
here.
he has them all like what they are.
and
Yeah,
why?
he brought the paperwork
right?
of what they are. Yeah, how you earn them and whatnot.
Right.
Go ahead, caller. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, who's this? RBT?
Yeah, it's RBT.
What's up, buddy? There's another veteran on the phone, Earl.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, Earl. I believe like the people at the Veterans Center, they kind of already filled you in on this one.
Who?
Even though you believe you deserve that because you were there, you're entitled to it. If the military doesn't issue it to you, you can't wear it.
Sorry, honey.
I disagree with it wholeheartedly.
All right, so you're saying
You figure.
you're saying RBT that he all right, now let me just ask you this, Earl. So as far as documentation from the military side, right? What does that say total?
Well, some of
Do you
the-
know?
Probably 5 or 6.
5 or 6, okay.
And some of these were
And they're-
awarded after I got out of the service.
Yep.
Awarded to me.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I honestly don't know how that works. But basically, that's the disconnect. Is like your paperwork says 5, but you read the criteria and you fit the criteria,
8.
so you wear them.
For 8.
Okay, for 8.
There's nothing that mentions the
Now, what
fact-
about the other 20 though?
The other 20 are commemorative medals. Oh, I thought you were going to be quiet.
I'm reading and laughing at a text. Listen there, Hitler. Take it easy. I'm starting to think you did earn some of these.
Yeah, you
Fucking
did earn some for the
Gestapo.
All right, hold on. Let's
Secret
announce
police.
quick. Let's announce quickly.
All
We
right.
just shattered the record for.
Sky.
For don't say what it is.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
what it is.
say it.
All right.
Earl's pissing me off
But
in my own
George,
studio.
it's only
On my
karma
own
that
show,
George
he's
beat
busting
our
my
record by
balls.
1 or 2. We
Hey,
just
I
beat it
can
by
take my
about
ball.
25%.
I can take my ball.
Earl, you are a popular man, Earl.
I can take this. Hey, George and
Maybe
Jeff.
RBT.
George and Jeff, eat your fucking heart out, biatch. We fucking skunk. Hey, move your shit out of the
Hold
water, dog.
Hey, we got 3 veterans. It's Sarah Rebello. Hello, Inca.
Oh shit.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Here comes
Sarah
another 50.
I wanted to see the numbers.
Rebello.
Yeah, this is the high for the day, but don't say what it is.
Okay. Oh.
What's up, RBT? Sarah's here till you.
Sarah, I want to apologize, and I mean this.
Yeah, you always apologize.
Why are you
always
apologizing
mean
to
it.
her?
I
What
know.
did she do? What did you do to her?
No, that she got lied to by a politician.
Oh, that you got lied to by Sutter. Yeah, and that's why we have Sarah in the studio too. I double booked it. I didn't think Earl was going to be such a major pull, but he's got everybody in the Maplewood section listening right now.
Yeah.
So maybe
Shit's been popping off on FRC radio, baby.
RBT, what do you think
Oh,
if
yeah.
you get because Rich is running for city council too? So do you think if you were to get voted in, Rich, that you could work with Mr. Gaudette here?
Well, I would like to go down to the next Maplewood Association the next Maplewood neighborhood meeting.
Hey, what did you get court-martialed
When's
for?
that at, Earl?
That's a question I got. You got court-martialed?
Yeah.
You were court-martialed, though?
No, I just got a question
love-
from a friend of ours.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. So just to give him a heads up too, I just want him to know he's 83 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm
what
just
happens
asking
is,
a question.
Yeah, while this is going live, people message us, people call in. So I guess somebody texted him and asked him,
Yeah,
what was
these are
that about?
questions.
Well, two of them met Earl in his prime.
This
Yeah,
ain't
yeah. I
even-
bet he was a firebrand. Hey, one thing too, he was somebody was giving him shit over being a radar man, which as an avionic. Hey, listen, I was an avionic radar repairer in helicopters. So we're
Listen,
brothers in
it
ordnance.
doesn't matter. If the guy was putting up tents, it don't matter. If you serve, you serve.
Absolutely.
I can't, I never served, so I can't say. My family,
Exactly.
my grandfathers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm not going to sit here and, talk like that. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
That's above my knowledge.
Rich, I got people
and
calling in. Let me
experience.
let you go. And
But,
I'll talk to you soon,
listen,
buddy.
so what was the court-martial about? Earl.
All right.
We'll hit him in
We have to
10
go back.
directions.
No.
What was the court-martial about?
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah,
You
forget
got to
these
give him time.
callers.
No, you got to give him time to answer, Tony. You're
I know.
peppering. This ain't
I am giving him
this ain't a
time.
CIA interrogation
we got
of the
a
guy.
lot. This is a
know
tough
that.
show to be on.
We know that, but we got to give him time to talk to.
I think, Tony,
Court-martial.
what you have to do is...
I feel like I'm getting court-martialed by Jordan right now. But go ahead. Hi, Earl. Go ahead.
Listen, don't talk
I think
about
I'm
my
being pretty
grandfather.
fair. I think
Don't
me and
talk
Jordan
about my
can-
grandfather's military service.
Yeah.
Hold on, everybody. Hey, caller, Tony. Everybody, let Earl answer the question, please. Go ahead. Court-martial. Go, Earl.
Okay. We have to understand that no one has ever been able to control me. Right? I grew up, I had a...
You're like the Hulk.
I had a head of
You do not want to see me angry.
Yeah.
I grew up in a city as a Protestant.
Yep.
The city was 98% Catholic.
A Protestant. Okay.
I had to fight every single person in the neighborhood because
on. I believe it.
we are going back because we couldn't go to the church. All right. However, I turned around and when I transferred from the Marine Corps, I got my honorable discharge from the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Went into the Navy because the Navy was giving me 6 months Class A school, which is equivalent, I believe, to 2 years of college.
Yep.
I was going to school up in Boston, and
Yep.
my sweetheart, who I loved, I loved her from first sight.
Someone
1948.
just called you a blouser.
But what happened was,
Yeah.
she was in the hospital.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is this who you ended up marrying?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
How long were you married again?
So it's a love story, this
Yeah.
court-martial.
It
Yeah.
is, it
How
is.
long were you married, Earl?
Well, I got married in 1953.
And you said she passed away within the last few years or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And she's everything.
I'm sorry to hear that,
All
too.
right.
That's
I-
on a serious level.
I think
okay?
it's serious. And my wife was everything a man could want. But we'll go back to it. And what happened was we were supposed to be back at 11 o'clock because the Navy was giving us an education.
Yep.
And I was up in the Fargo building in Boston.
Yep.
I came home. It was November the 5th. Now, 18 years old. I went in the Navy in July.
Yep.
So you got August, September, October. I came home in November, like 3 months. She was in a hospital. I loved her. I went to the hospital. She was had an appendicitis operation. I stayed with her.
Rather than going back to service.
Rather go
Yeah,
back.
so you were like
right.
AWOL or whatever.
So you got court-martialed for that?
Yeah, that's. I've heard the story.
That's enough
before,
to get you
too. No, I
court-martialed?
knew another guy. Yeah, hell
'cause
yeah.
I was talking to someone yesterday.
You could
that's,
roll your eyes the
listen,
wrong
that
way.
was a Marine.
Yeah.
And, court-martial is a serious thing. That's
Well, no. Here's the thing.
ahead.
So I don't know, because we didn't let him finish the story. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, a court-martial. You can correct me, Earl, on this. I don't even know. I'm going through my own experience. A court-martial could be like an Article 15 type thing, like any sort of discipline.
So they got you for AWOL, for being AWOL?
which is a common thing, dude.
No.
It happens.
What happened was, I guess about 9 or 10 o'clock that morning, somebody came up to me and said, "Where were you last night? We did a midnight bed check." And I said, I was with my girlfriend in the hospital.
Yep.
Going back like sailors have a girl in every port. It's not that there's somebody they really love and they want to stay with. And I
Were you
didn't-
ever on a submarine?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
What are they,
But let me
don't they?
finish-
Yeah, you gotta let him
Let me
finish the
finish the
court-martial
court-martial.
story.
So what happened was I was 18 years old, 4 months, no idea what's going on.
Yep.
And they had me go outside in my dress blues, and they said, Gaudette, come on in. I went in. There was 3 officers sitting there. Like everybody talked about a court martial. I thought these were my lawyers.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
sitting
they were there to doom you.
Yeah, they asked me what happened. I explained to them that I had stayed with my girlfriend and I got back late. Still thinking these are my lawyers, they asked me, say, well, how are you going to plead? I said, well, I don't know. What should I do? And they said, well, why don't you plead nolo
Yep.
and request mercy of the court?
Yeah.
So I pleaded nolo. I requested mercy of the court.
Yep.
And I don't know if I got a $30 fine.
Yeah.
Or, and to the old salts out there, this is the old deck court-martial. That was the first court-martial.
Yep.
And I guess I got like a $30 fine.
Yep.
And that's why I said I was
And that
lucky.
was it.
That was it.
So it's not like you got thrown because it's not like you got thrown out of the military.
Oh, no. I also have to say it was pretty embarrassing
Yep.
because I was a prisoner.
Oh, they had you in the irons.
I had to pee.
Yep.
And when my mother and my father and my girlfriend came up for Thanksgiving dinner,
Yep.
I had to meet them as a military prisoner
Come on.
over going to the hospital with my daughter.
That's
with
great.
my
Time out.
girlfriend.
I just got a question.
Are you
here.
satisfied with that
Dropped
answer,
in.
though, Tone? About the
No.
court martial. It's a $30
Yeah.
fine 50 years ago.
Yeah, I
People
guess,
were crucifying a guy.
I guess so. I'm not gonna sit
Well,
here.
hey,
He's got the benefit of doubt with me. I'm not gonna see it, but
We've
I
all
do,
been in
I
irons.
do have a question.
We've
This
all
is
been in
from
jail.
Listen, this is from one of our listeners. If he got court-martialed, how does he have a good conduct medal? That's what they want to know.
All right. I got court-martialed in November of 1949. I was discharged in April of 1953. So you go November of 50, 51,
Yep.
52. and
Of
I
good
had,
conduct.
I had 3 years of good conduct.
Yeah. Hold on. There's somebody on the line. I didn't even
Hey,
know this whole time.
I'll lay it all out.
Oh, who's on the line?
My name is Lori as well. I have a couple of things I wanted to touch.
Sure.
points on.
Sure.
Fire, Lori.
Thank you.
Hi. My husband's retired Navy, 20
Yep.
years.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know, Jordan, you were in the military?
Yes.
I
Yep.
guess?
Yep.
Okay, this is my first time really listening.
No problem.
I mean, I know Tony, I guess, wasn't in the military.
No.
No, I
Tony's a
wasn't.
lunatic.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know much.
I wish I could have. I wish I had a shot back then,
Right,
but
you know, anyone can go into the uniform shop at a Navy Exchange.
Yes.
or
anybody
a
that's with no sort of principle or morals or honor.
Your ribbons.
Yep.
You can buy them. I mean, it's not like something that.
Yeah, unless it's Halloween, like if you wear that, you should get a beating. If you're really not like a veteran.
No,
I think,
totally
personally.
understand. I mean,
But yeah, Lori, I'm sorry.
Let Lori
Yeah,
finish.
you gotta.
online. I mean,
It's a radio
I
show.
did see them.
Whose show is
but
this?
they can't
It's our
in
show.
person.
That's whose show it is. You're not.
It's not a big thing.
Yep.
But it is. I know. You know, the people that do say that. You know, they have a purple heart and they.
Yeah.
You know, all this false valor.
Yep.
You know, like I say, 20 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, another thing I wanted to touch point on was the phone call from Mr. Gaudette's daughter, Lori.
Yes.
She was talking about Fatima Rigo.
Okay.
Now, the problem I have with what I think everyone is missing the point of, and it may be that maybe Fatima hasn't gotten it out there, was that everyone's like, well, it's not city council business. Mr. Mitchell shouldn't have had anything to do with it. At one point, Fatima had called the radio station and had mentioned and talked to him about what happened. And he, of course, said, give me the information. I will look into this. So I think that's where everyone is like, well, it's not city council business. It's not city council business.
Yep.
Well, he did offer to look into it. I am not saying I agree with whatever has happened.
Yep.
It's awful. But I think that everyone's saying, well, she went there and she flipped out, whatever.
Yep.
It wasn't city council. Well, I think everyone missed that phone call that I know I heard.
Yep.
So
I appreciate calling. Yeah, there was. Let me hold you there because someone else was calling in. But yeah, I definitely, and I appreciate that woman calling in. And if I didn't like address one of her questions that she had about Earl, the service and whatnot, I think she was saying about people can just go in and buy medals and whatnot.
Right.
The Fatima stuff was, yeah, I think Lori was kind of making, like Tony said, judgments about Fatima, about, hey, she should raise her kid better. I think that's kind of like way out of bounds. Personally,
I think her point was she felt it was embarrassing to the girl.
Yep. Yeah, which
come
is
up
an
again.
issue. Yeah, and honestly, I'm sure I know that family has that issue regarding all this stuff. It's like a double-edged sword. You want it to be known because you want people to do the right thing, but you don't want to blast something so tragic that happened to your family. Go ahead, caller. What's up?
Hi, I was not making judgments about Fatima. I may have been making judgments.
Hey, Laurie, hang it up.
Earl's telling me to dump you, Lori.
Hey, that girl, my name is Laurie also.
Yep, yeah, there's two Lauries. One of them lives on Gaudette Drive.
Counselor Mitchell, because Counselor Mitchell should not be saying that he can take the role of the law officers.
Yeah, that was, I don't, yeah, Mitchell's nuts. All right, hey, well, let me hold you there, Lori, because there's other people trying to call in. Yep, all right, so she's saying she didn't make that. But, yeah, I mean, that's an issue that's been, obviously out there, and people have, strong opinions on it, I think is the issue. You know what I mean? But is what it is. This military stuff, like I said, Earl has all his medals here. He brought in. This is what I think the disconnect is, and I'll give my opinion on it too. I honestly.
What's your opinion on it, Jordan? Because it seems like there's a lot of dancing going on.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not dancing. It's that he thinks that. Because I've done this myself with awards too. I've read like he's doing. I've read things that you fit a criteria, but you don't have it on your military paper.
All right, so you don't have
I personally go by, and I think this is literally like the law on this stuff regarding like the military wise and honor and tradition. All that is whatever's in your DD 214 is what you're authorized to use.
Yes.
Earl's saying, listen, it's just a NATO thing about Korea. I was in Korea. I feel I should get it and I should wear it.
Well,
and that's basically what I think. That's what it is, Earl. You can correct me.
Many of the medals were issued after
your service.
The DD 214 is only known what some clerk put on there. They don't know the full information. I don't think that they realized that my ship had whoever did it. I got discharged. I don't know who made out the 214, but I got discharged out of the submarine base in Key West, Florida.
Yep.
And that's where I got my discharge papers. What they knew about me, I think I came in on a sub maybe a day before. I was getting married up here on the 19th of April, and I got discharged on the 13th of April in Key West, Florida, before the highways. And I was frozen because of what I did. I was frozen.
I'm
in the
speaking
military.
next. Good.
And I almost didn't get home for my own wedding. I got home Friday night, and I was married Monday morning. Go ahead.
All right. So, all right. Let me ask you a question, Earl. I understand you feel that you deserve these medals. Oh, they gave you some. It seems to me like you're making it sound like, it was after the war, so they were just throwing medals around.
Well, I'll throw this out there too.
Can I finish?
Yeah, no, you can. But one thing I'm saying is, I could say one or two would be like, I got my 5. Here's 1 or 2 more. But he's got 23 additional, that's crazy.
But I'm not even talking about them. I'm just saying I don't care if it's 2. You're not going to say that they're just giving medals out and they're not being recorded, because it makes no sense. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying, Earl? Like, listen, you've been around, you're an older gentleman, so I can be a smart ass, right, if I was a younger kid, and straight shit up and down people. I've done it before, and to where, whatever, if I have to beat them up or I get beat up, it didn't make a difference to me. Right? I'm 38 years old now, so I got a wife, I got kids. What are you saying?
You're looking good.
Oh, thanks. Well, listen, I'm not trying to set that example. I'm good. I'm going to have a good life. I don't want to hurt anybody. The bottom line is, though, is like, I got to ask you, do you think, and if they told you to stop wearing them, would you stop wearing them?
Yes.
If the Veterans Association?
I don't intend
All
to.
right, okay. All right, I respect that. Now,
I'm an expert.
Now, listen, me personally, I don't get involved. Like, I'll give you my own personal opinions, but opinions are like assholes. We all got one, okay? I think if you didn't earn it like through the government, you shouldn't wear it. You know what I mean? But listen, that's just my personal opinion.
Yep.
I know you're a proud man, and I can see it. That's why I'm not gonna twist those buttons, because I don't want you to make it harder than it is, because these are tough questions. And if I put a little asshole twist like earlier, you'll want to leave. I don't want you to leave. I don't think you're a weak man. I don't think you would leave.
Well, you could be,
over
you could be
tough
straight
questions.
with him. Well, if you
I
would have
am.
saw,
Well,
no,
I
if you
am
would
being
have saw
straight
how
with him.
George was being,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna go
in his
down
face,
that.
like, no, I'm talking
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Like, that's.
Yeah,
Well, when
I know.
Sutter was on here, I heard
George
it was
ain't.
just like
George
pussyfoot
will
the whole
lose
time.
it. George ain't too bright when it gets all
We got a
heated
caller.
up.
We got a caller on. What's up?
You know when he gets mad, he's
Hello.
like anybody else.
What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Who's this?
Hey, I'm just calling in, and I'm
Yep.
listening to Mr. Gaudette
Yep.
talk about his awards and the awards that, that he thinks he fits the criteria for, but
Yep.
has never been officially awarded them.
Yes, sure.
Well, let's think about those guys that go out and they qualify for the combat action badge.
Yep.
Yeah.
But because they were never awarded the combat action badge by the military, they're not allowed to wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
That's.
the thing I'd like to point out is I know when I ETS, I went to an office and they had me verify my DD-214 to make sure all my information was correct.
Yep.
They wanted to make sure all my schooling was on there, all my deployments.
So what are you saying that you think?
The only thing I'm saying is if he felt he should have had those awards, then he should have had his paperwork straightened out before he left.
Yep. Well, no, like his. Let me. No, well, caller.
After on.
Caller. Yeah, he's saying this is the thing I personally don't understand. He's saying that these awards weren't even developed before he even got out of the military. So they were like literally he's gotten out of the military. They started coming out with even more awards, and he thinks that
But it doesn't matter. There should be a stipulation on the award saying if it's retroactive or not.
Yeah, and I honestly have zero knowledge on any of this stuff. It's shameful. I don't, I'm not big into the whole, I served my country, I did what I did, and it kind of is that for me, but I don't get into I have my awards, the ones that were given to me, my medals are in like a Ziploc bag in like a closet somewhere. I don't know. I couldn't tell you one of them.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to talk bad about his service.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Nobody's trying to listen. Nobody's trying to. Nobody's
and he
trying
was in
to do
Korea.
that, caller.
He was in Korea. It was it was a different time.
I
And
mean,
go ahead.
I mean, let's say me as a staff sergeant, if I have soldiers that get assigned to my unit and they come on my team, the first thing I do is I look at their ERB, their enlisted record brief, or I look at the other information that would let me know if there's awards that they're supposed to wear.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I saw that my soldiers trying to wear awards and they're not awarded,
Oh, you're gonna come
I
up.
would
You're gonna.
also do it.
You're gonna rip them up and down.
Like, where's the line?
Yeah, I agree. And
Well,
so I guess it's I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Earl, you did say if they asked you to stop wearing them, they would. Is that what it's gonna take? Because obviously you're too proud. You don't care what anybody else thinks, right?
What I felt, I should have deserved the Medal of Honor.
I want to talk to the
Because no one gave it
sergeant.
me, I just put it on myself.
You want to talk to
Earl wants to talk.
Are
to
you being facetious right now?
No.
Or what sergeant you talking? Sergeant Bilko? Who are you talking about? Honestly.
No. I have.
And just say, hey, I fit the criteria.
You said you were a
All
right.
I feel I should have it.
Can I speak to you?
I'm not going to wait for the president to assign it to me, so I'm just going to put it
He
on.
wants to talk to you, caller.
Yeah.
All right. You said that you were a sergeant, right?
Okay. Earl, you there? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay. You said you were a sergeant. And let me tell you what happened. I was discharged in
NCO.
1953, and probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I was going through some of my stuff.
Short stories, Earl. We got
All
10
right.
minutes. Short stories. Come on.
Quit interrupting the guy,
All right.
Tony.
I know
We
you
got 10
got
minutes, bro.
And what happened was I was looking at my medals. They were all old and dirty and decrepit.
Yep.
And I said, and I happened to be reading, and I said, well, why did I not get these
Yep.
two medals?
Mm-hmm.
And I read it, and I found out that one of them was issued from the president of Korea.
Yep.
And that's documented. And I went after it, and they said those are issued not by the United States government, but they are recognized by the United States government after you put yours on. And I went a little further, and then I started finding all the others. There's up to 8 that I have. Then they have what they call the commentary. They're not medals. They're medals, but actually they're given you for commemorative service, for things that you did. Some of them, you get an honorable discharge, you get a medal. You said 2 years at sea, you get a medal. Those are the ones that I wear on the right side. The ones I wear on the left side over my heart are the ones that I feel that I have, that I earned as a military. These are going to go in my shadow box. I will march in the next parade with my dress blues, and I will wear the 8 medals that I feel I have deserved, and I'm not going to wear any of the ones that are just commemorative.
So you're gonna stop wearing some of these? You're saying?
The commemoratives.
Yep.
Just
okay.
the commemoratives.
Well, which one out of these are these? Okay.
These are all commemorative.
Okay. So that whole go ahead, caller.
Can I give an example?
Sure.
Go ahead, Sarge.
All right, I was in the 4th 40th Signal Battalion out of Darmstadt, Germany. And we deployed to Iraq. And during that deployment, our unit got the what is it called? Like the Victorious Unit Citation. It's like the red bar that goes on the right side of the uniform.
Yep.
Right. As long as you were in the unit at the time the unit deployed, we all got orders to wear that.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, let's say there's a soldier that comes into the unit but wasn't part of the unit at the time we got that awarded. They could still wear it as long as they're a part of our unit because the unit got it. But if they left to go to a different unit, they could not wear it. But I could because I got the orders for it.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the Navy E that I have for the efficiency.
Okay.
Now, Sergeant, some of these commemorative medals, I said like that, there's 20 of them. And here's one, Overseas Service Medal commemorative. And in order to qualify this, the criteria struck to honor all soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen who served in overseas theater or expeditionary operation outside the United States for 30 days or more.
Hey, I guess you would qualify for that.
Yeah.
Sarge,
Is it just me? Do I feel like we're beating a dead horse?
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I
I
agree.
mean, wow.
Sarge, I appreciate you calling in, and let me, because I got people calling in too, and people trying to call
Yeah,
in.
no problem. You guys have a good day.
Thank you though so much.
And we got 10 minutes now. I'd
Yep.
like to talk
Appreciate
about,
it. He said have a good one, Earl.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarge. And if you're interested, I can help you get some of these commemorative medals for things that you feel that you've done.
We also have Sarah here, and
Yeah.
it's only 7:21. We're probably gonna go a little longer if people don't mind. But Sarah, I want to have Sarah in too because the whole Sam Sutter thing. She brought some points she wants to hammer out. Is that what I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, I wrote a couple of things down
Yeah.
after I read the newspaper
Switch gears
article.
a little bit.
Yeah, I read this newspaper article today, and I have to say I was really very insulted.
The
by
trash
it.
stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even read it yet. What's up?
Yeah, well, it's like they're threatening you, okay?
The government?
Oh yeah. Listen,
Sam Sutter specifically.
I'm eating
Is it
my humble
Sutter?
pie.
Is it Sutter?
My humble pie. It's
Who's-
absolutely Sam Sutter.
Okay.
It's absolutely Sam Sutter.
Yep.
I put way too much faith in him. He
Yep.
did not do the right thing. The first chance he had to do right by the people, he gave us the big middle finger, and then he did right by the unions instead. I was over on Waybosset Street, one of my boyfriend's houses today, right?
Yep.
And what do I see? A brand new DCM truck, right? The guy sitting in the front seat, parked on, with his hat down, sleeping in the truck with another guy over there picking up papers out of the park.
Yep.
Right? So you know what that means, right? There's nothing to do. So they were told to go pick up papers at the park while one of them with the hangover sleeps in the truck, and the other one picks up papers in the park. Right? That's what we have to. That's what we need to pay $6 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, go ahead.
I wrote down a couple of numbers here. I wanted to know if anybody knew, because I don't really know the exact number. I'm guessing around 60 pounds weight per barrel that's allowed.
No idea.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's because there's a lot of math here. I'm thinking it's a lot. It's about 60 pounds if we do it like that. So
Yep.
if you go 60 pounds, right, times 52 weeks, what that costs to get rid of. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's versus the $10, per unit per 12 months plus the bags and all that stuff. Yeah?
Yep.
So I'm thinking that if we was to privatize for that same poundage of trash to get rid of, it costs us a third of what
of what the city
what the city wants us to pay to
Yep.
get rid of for a 6-family.
And that doesn't sound like that sounds
Okay.
about right to me.
All
Hold
right.
on one second, because we got a
Yes,
caller
okay.
on. Caller, what's up?
All right.
What's up?
Is this the birthday boy?
Yeah.
Josh, hi, happy birthday.
This guy's definitely gonna want to talk trash. I'm not talking trash and Gaudette. I mean trash disposal.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to take up too much time because I want to just hear what Sarah's going to say.
Yeah.
Sarah, I really felt bad yesterday when I heard you call the other show.
Yeah.
And I really do, and it's all right that you got let down like that. Now you
Yeah, you live and learn. Hey, listen, you know something? I was right that he was the only one that was going to unseat Flanagan. If it wasn't for Sam Sutter, we would have Flanagan as mayor right now. And I was right backing him to unseat the mayor, but I got carried away, and I put too much faith in him, and I was thinking he was going to, actually save the city, but that turned out to be not true.
No, that's all right, though. We'll forgive you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Tony's leaving.
I have come to the light.
Tony wants to say his parting words.
Hey, Josh, happy birthday, my friend. Me and Jordan, Jordan's getting a bean later. I'm coming for him.
Any words for
Earl, listen, Earl.
Josh, I already wished you happy birthday on Facebook.
Earl, take it easy.
I'm going through it now.
Earl, do your thing, man. But I know they're gonna ask you to do the right thing, and I hope you do it. Well, aside from that, I don't know what else to say.
Good handshake.
Hey, and one thing you should take into consideration is not only does going privatizing your trash cost a third less, you have to figure in that privatized company is also making a profit. Okay, you have to figure in probably the 20% profit that privatized company is making.
Which is crazy.
Okay, how crazy is that?
Wait, hold on. While we have him in studio, Earl, what do you think about this privatizing the fee? What do you think as a city council hopeful?
I'm not that well versed on it. I mean, they have people studying it. At first, I turned around and I was reading it this morning, and I said, I don't ever remember the trash collection being an enterprise like the water, like the
No, they got to fund them DPW salaries. That's what it is. It's a union. It's union politics. That's what it is.
No,
Let's call it what it is.
But what happened, my daughter Lori called in. We are a political family. We talk the issues over.
Listen, you know what they say? They say in this paper. They say in this paper that they don't need the 6 families. We don't need the 6 families.
All right, Josh.
We want you to privatize because you're a burden. You make too much trash. You're a burden to us. Okay, that's what they say in here. Now, if you average in the money that it costs them to get rid of the trash from the 6 families of what they're trying to charge us, you're gonna tell me they don't care if they're gonna lose out on all that money plus the bad revenue?
I thought when Tony left, the show was gonna slow down. Earl's like, I'm never coming to place ever again. These people are crazy about military medals. They're crazier about trash.
Yeah, you know what I said, Sarah? That I would oppose the $10 fee. I think it's ridiculous. I think the trash.
Privatize the trash, do the right thing. Right. Privatize the trash, and get rid of the DPW.
But
they're useless anyways.
But what I didn't realize that we lost the tipping fee.
Caller, can you just lower that in the background?
Listen, the tipping fee is so minute compared to what they want to charge us. It's outrageous. They want to throw this money in the general fund and give it to the fire department. That's exactly what they want to do.
Let's see what the caller. Let's see what the caller says. What's up?
I'm with you 100%.
Hey,
what's up?
Please tell her to shut the fuck up.
Hey.
At the end of the day, who really wants to have a garbage sitting outside?
It's Lori.
Oh, Lori, this is the 3rd time you called in. You go, and you're swearing.
Really, dude?
That was weird. That's Earl's daughter.
That was so random. I don't even know you, lady. Really?
Hold on. This is gold. This is gold. Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Prozac,
Earl.
anyone?
No, I want to ask Earl. You're running for politics, right? Yes. This is something that I've spoken of, because there's a lot of first-time people running. You're obviously not new to this, but it's first time. When you have your family member call in and drop F-bombs and stuff, like, do you work, like, you probably don't care about any of that stuff. Like, you seem like a pretty thick-skinned guy, you're pretty confident. I am the same way, but I've spoken to other candidates, and, it's this whole thing about people wanting to run for politics, and then you're worried about, oh, what if they find out my cousin's crazy, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you worried about any of that stuff? Like Lori, I don't know. It's probably Lori calling in for the 5th time.
I don't appreciate it. No, I don't appreciate the F-bomb. We all use it occasionally. But what I want to say to Sarah is that I disagree wholeheartedly with the 120.
Yep.
I advised Flanagan not to get involved with the purple bags. I said it's like committing political suicide.
Why can't we do like New Bedford did? You know how smooth they're running right now? Because you know why? Because they're not run by a bunch of assholes. That's why.
I'm saying, why not? With all the cities and towns, why do we have to have such a big...
And now, not only is he going to do this to us, right? But the law clearly states that he can't because of the May 1st ordinance, right?
Well, here's the thing.
And you know what he says? As a lawyer, we can get around that. Why can't you get around a union contract?
No, he's 100%
Why can't you get around the union contract? Why can't you get around that? No, we can only get around the laws that protect us, right?
I can address that.
It's no big deal. We'll just have the unions bully the city council to vote for that too.
Yeah, I don't think it's right, but it literally, this is the craziest part. The city council can change the law, obviously, right? They write the law. So they can say, oh, that whole May 1st thing, we don't care about that anymore because it's politically expedient
and
now.
They will
because they're cowards. They want to steal our money.
That's right.
Now, what you're saying about
incompetent hacks, like you say.
What you're saying about the collective bargaining thing, that's a state issue. I've been saying, right now, I'm talking to the 5. What's that, caller?
Let me speak.
Who is this?
There are 2 words. It's called opportunity cost.
Is this Lori again?
So it's opportunity cost. You can't decide that you can have your trash picked up, or you
Sounds
can have
like
a
work.
bucket of garbage sitting outside your house for a month.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what we want to do. We
Yeah,
want
that's
the
what we
city
want.
to
That's
go.
what we want for our future investors driving through the streets of Fall River seeing garbage on every corner because our DPW are a bunch of assholes. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Sarah
right,
is just as fired up. Sarah, we're gonna get Sarah to go to a city council meeting and speak, so they say I'm calm. So no, the collective bargaining issue, though, I know it's something that's wicked important to you, and it is to me, too.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. With these firefighters and the police and the teachers are... All right, so the unions can say, we don't want to take a pay cut. And that's it.
That's exactly right.
That's wrong.
That's right.
That's wrong.
Only if we had arbitration when you're trying to take our money, right?
Yes, right. So that's wrong. Now let me go even a step further. Now, the school department can say, we don't want to take a pay cut, and they're mandated to get the money.
That's right.
So at least so this is the disconnect. So with the fire department and the police department, the mayor can say, oh, you don't want to take a pay cut? Well, we're still going to cut your budget.
That's right.
For the school department,
can't
they're
do
like
that. That's
completely
right.
fortified.
Yeah.
And
well,
I
maybe
didn't...
Charlie Baker can help us out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People
well-
got to bring this to him. That's the only,
Well, what about Carol Fiola and Alan Sylvia?
No, they're too busy worried about billboards.
They're worried
You know,
about stupid stuff, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I respect Alan Silva for the way he ripped into the fire chief like that because he was 100% right.
But here's the thing. No,
But,
hold on.
but I don't know. You know, I really don't know much about Alan Silva.
Well, let me
you know?
say this. I'll say this
But he
about
could be-
all
he
our,
could be looking
all
into
our
this, that's for
politicians,
sure.
Sarah, all our politicians. Ripping into people on TV means nothing.
Yes,
means
yes.
nothing. Do your job. Go vote.
That's
go
right.
make something
That's right.
happen.
That's right.
That's it. If you don't do that, you put a show. They say, we put on a show? They say we put on
Yeah,
a show.
I know.
I'm
So
not
the
in an
grandstanding
authority.
coming from the other side is
I'm not
ridiculous.
even in authority
I know.
to do anything.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
know.
their job.
It's true.
They fail us every
Yes,
day.
every
They
day,
don't do
lie to our
something.
faces, lie right to our face. You know, and you know what the messed up thing? I gave Sam a pass on a 2.5 when he looked at my face and said, "I know I can't raise taxes." Said that right to my face. I gave him a pass on a 2.5 because I knew it was a given, and I'm not unrealistic. And even some other slight fee increases, I could have given him a pass on. But this is a massive punitive tax increase on the very people that are struggling already. This is gross. This is just gross. It's just gross.
Yeah, and now I mean, obviously we raised a lot of points, and this is something too that I think I just want to note is this awesome here in Thunderdome: 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. You're so fired up right now, right? And I've gotten fired up about this stuff, and Earl probably
Dude, I
gets
can't
fired
help
up.
it. I'm passionate about
That's
this.
what
and
no,
this is
that's
so
what I want
wrong.
to say.
It's so wrong.
That's what I want to point out.
They
Let me ask you this.
regurgitate this narrative, no matter how ridiculous it is,
Yep.
and they push it and they push it,
Yep.
and they expect us not to be up in arms.
Let me ask you this. Have you always been following this stuff and fired up about this stuff? Because I remember at least going back a year now, because we've been fighting it for a year.
Yeah, right.
But like, have you been involved in? I don't know.
Since I started dating Earle and with him being the
Yep.
property owner, it's been over 3 years now.
Over 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
And you're my age, right? I'm 33.
Yeah,
You have your
I
own-
just turned 34 this month. Yeah.
Yeah, and I turned 35 a couple months. So this is the thing, Earl, too. Like, she's a younger person. I don't think that's young. Well, like, I'd say
Right.
me and you are like middle-aged people at 33. But,
No,
you know,
no,
society says
I
we're
still,
kids.
To speak for yourself.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
they
like
say
a
we're
spring
kids.
chicken.
Yeah, but the point, believe me, I'd feel better about this if we were 18 and 19 and on that same level.
Yeah, I understand.
You know,
yeah.
but
you don't care about that stuff when you're that age. You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
But we are getting that, I'd say, that age group. Like, all right, you have Jaziel Correa. The kid is, you know, I think he's like 23 or something like that. And he's actually he's in charge of stuff. You know what I mean? He's in. What are your thoughts on him?
Listen, I think he's got
Earl's
the right,
shaking his head
yeah.
no, I think.
No,
he's
no,
got
no,
the right
no.
idea.
I am committed to
Smart kid.
J-Zell.
He's inexperienced.
I spoke to J-Zell before he even get on a city council.
Yep.
I told him you have a political future, and I said I support you 100%. And I've told him since he's had his problems, I still support J-Zell 100%, and I think that he's going to go somewhere. I think that out of all of the city councilors, J-Zell is the only one that actually has the brains to be there.
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid.
I
for
also-
sure.
He is.
Not
He
saying
is.
they're all dumb.
No.
No.
But I will say this: there are some dumb people on there, Earl. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. Some of them people
How do you
are
not have
intelligent
email? How
enough.
do you not have email in 2015 as a city council?
Earl's 83 and he has email.
Okay, it's unbelievable to me.
Some of those
You know,
people
that's
that
just
are
a
on
joke.
they've been on a city council for years and years, and they still
Right,
do
and the
not-
place is a goddamn mess. I want you to stay
Right.
home.
And they still do not know parliamentary procedure.
Yep.
They make mistake after mistake. Jordan, I want to tell you, with the
No, it's not a mistake. They vote with the unions. That's what
That's
they
the
do.
question. No, the
Right.
question, Earl, is I know what you're saying they break the rules, but what we're saying is
They don't know the rules.
no. The question is you're saying
They don't know the budget neither when they vote for it.
You're saying they don't, but I'm asking, do they? And they just refuse. Because here's the thing: when they don't follow the rules, Earl, what's the consequence? There is none.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So they can say, "Oh, I just don't know." Because I'll tell you this right now: what they claim that their powers are regarding passing the budget and everything, they completely lie about. They have all the authority. They have more authority than the mayor.
That's
you know
exactly
that.
right. They got the power of the money.
Time and time again, I served with John Medeiros, and time again, we would cut positions, we would cut the budget. We never accepted the budget as it was presented. I want to get quickly on citizen input.
Yep.
With citizens input, as a new city councilor going in, the first thing I want to do, I was one of the people who originated input with John Medeiros.
Yep.
I want to abolish the 30-minute rule.
I agree.
Absolutely, that's ridiculous.
I want to abolish the fact that only 10 people can speak. I think if you have a right to speak whatever.
The crowd's giving you a standing O, Earl.
All right. Another thing that I actually feel is that the city council should bargain with each and every person or group that has a contract with the city. They get a free ride. I think that they should bargain.
I think my opinion on this, Earl, right, is that they do have that authority. Howiak has already said you may not be in the bargaining room, with them. I think they should be. If they want to today, I think they can be. They can go. They shirk it. They say, "Oh, that's the mayor's job," and then they vote the whole thing up or down. That's wrong. They don't. They have the authority to change those contracts if they want.
That's right.
I have never been. If a contract is agreed,
that's right, but they know who votes them in.
At 25 years,
we're not going to win this, and we're not going to win this without a new voter base. We're not. The voters we have are bought and paid for already.
Hey, Sarah, when I first ran, we took out 5 city councilors.
Yeah, that's what we need.
It's time to do it again.
That's what we need. It's time to do it again. You're absolutely right.
And a few years ago, we took out 5 more at one election. I think it's time to do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough is enough.
Well, let me ask Earl.
It's so blatantly just in your face, corrupt. And
I
gross.
agree.
And it's like they don't even try to hide it no more. You know what I mean? That's just, That's just we're doing what we do, and that's it. And you can't do nothing about it. And you know what? And it just makes me so furious.
Let me ask you, Earl. If I end up running, do you think you consider supporting me? Just a vote would be fine in the booth. You could lie to me and say you would vote for me, and then in the booth do whatever you want. But
because I'll be honest, I plunk. I vote for me and me alone.
I appreciate your honesty.
Right. However, in the last election, Dave Dennis' mother and my mother-in-law were sisters.
Yep.
Their family.
And you still didn't vote for Dave.
I did. I wrote Dave's name in, and I screwed up because I voted for 10 people. I had to vote again.
I know you was a big Flanagan supporter. Knowing what he did to this city, how can you defend him? You know what I mean? How can you have supported him? You're gonna tell me as an experienced city councilor, as somebody that's been around as long as you didn't know what he was doing? My boyfriend knew what he was doing, and
we all knew.
You know what I mean? We all knew what he was doing. How you gonna tell me you didn't know?
That's my thing. I don't know how you
him till the bitter end, knowing that he was just bankrupting this city.
Well, like a Gene St. Pierre.
How do you defend that? How do you say yes? This is the guy that I want.
Hey, but let me say. Hold on. Let me ask you one thing though, too, because I'll say that you will go in that same direction. I would say that.
Yeah, but I snapped out of it real quick.
You did with that first budget. You did, and you said that the whole time.
When he gives me a reason to not support him anymore, I won't. And he gave me the reason, and I don't anymore.
You said I'm gonna wait till the budget.
But he gave millions of reasons, and he still stuck by his side.
Yeah, that's a fair question. What do you say about that, Earl?
Well, the Flanagan I know Will. I campaigned with him. I talked to him today.
Yeah, but what was his redeeming qualities that you think qualified him to make these kind of decisions to run a $270 million municipal budget?
I'm not going to fight and to pay. I know Will Flanagan as a person, and I told Jordan.
Yeah, well, we're all good guys, you know what I mean? But who's qualified to run a city?
I told Jordan that I feel that Flanagan made his mistakes. He would call me. I'd talk to him. I was definitely against the purple bags. I was against other things that he did.
What about robbing our stabilization fund?
What about that? I don't even. Do we have a caller on the line?
I asked.
Did they even know that?
Oh my God! I had a caller on.
One thing. You got the female Tony Mendoza in the studio.
No way.
She talks too fast for me.
We need to hire. She's hired.
Fucking Have a good night.
Take care, brother. Take care. Oh man, that was fun. I didn't even know he was on the line.
Who was that? Was that Tony?
No.
Who was that? It's Creedon?
No, I think it was Mr. Lulu.
Oh.
You talk fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm hyper. You know what can I say?
I know.
Oh man. Let me ask you this, Earl. I didn't intend to have you even come on you're running for city council because there's so much more going on with you with this whole stuff, But Do you plan on coming out with like a platform? That's the only reason why I haven't officially ran, is because when I do, I want to have my whole platform laid out so I can show everybody what I want to do. Are you going to have a specific plan? Because even good friends of mine who are running, they're like, not so heavy on the details. I'm just going to be a straight shooter every time and use my judgment and whatnot. What do you think regarding all that?
I think I just said to you right now that I think that the city council should be in on every single contract where the city is involved.
Yep.
I am definitely opposed to the $10 a month. I think they're trying to do too much,
it's
too
punitive.
fast.
You know what it is that they
Right.
can't raise taxes enough. They can't raise them fast enough to keep up with the bloated city salaries.
But I would say that what they should do actually is right now, if they have to float a bond at 1 or 1.5%. And next year, when we get our 2.5%, hold the line. No pay raises, hold the line.
No, I think that should be a given. I mean,
right.
my God.
If we hold, the city employees have nice jobs. The people who we pay have nice jobs. If we hold
How about if we just file for receivership and they can all go bang their asses?
But Sarah, if we hold the line for 4 years, that's like a 10% tax increase.
Listen, but you know what though? There has been. I'm gonna look up some cities that have filed for receivership, and I'm gonna print out like everything that has happened.
Yeah.
The results, exactly. It might be tough for a little while, but at least we know that the contracts are wiped out. What's choking the city will be gone, and then after a year or so or 2 years, we can come out of this. The property values will come up. If
Sarah.
things keep going like this, there's no coming out of this.
Sarah,
There's no coming out of this.
We're
I
saying
agree.
the same thing. You and I are saying the same
Yeah,
thing.
we're making the hole bigger every day. Let me ask you. People are messaging me. I had a request from a message. If you get a couple dance moves into the camera, I swear to God, someone just asked. I told them I'd at least ask. The camera's on. It's not live. It'll be on YouTube though. Nothing crazy. They're just saying I want dance moves now, and they just throw a big thumbs up.
I will.
I just asked whatever they
move.
told me to ask.
Sure,
All right,
why not?
Sarah's busting. Well, I might throw some music on or something. Hold on. Earl, what kind of music do you like, Earl?
This is like we're gonna have to stand.
Yeah, you can see right up here, Sarah, too. It's tough. Well, I don't know. What's a good dance? Hold on, let's ask the person who's asking for the dance moves. What song? He's like a break dancer. If I just throw any break dancing, ready, hold on, some highlights. Hold on. Now I can't even stop her from doing it. She's fired up. Earl, have you ever been in a closet this small with breakdancing? There's a breakdancing competition. Hope there should be some good music. This show is officially crazy. What do you think, Earl? Hold on, Earl. What do you think, Earl?
I think I'm an 83-year-old dirty old man.
All right, there's no way I can top that. Listen, there's no way we can do any better on that. We're going to end the show. That was, what a suggestion by the message. Thank you so much for that. Everybody, we got tomorrow night, Mike De Oliveira show's coming on Necessary Media from 5 to 7. Tomorrow morning, we got City Talk Fall River with Trot, 9 to 11. That's Thursday and Friday. We got Sarah, myself, Earl. We got to call it because the dancing just made it for me. And that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.
Thank you.